Hi, welcome to Elaine Enlightenings's video blog number 20, and today we're going to do lesson 11 in A Course in Miracles together. Before I do, I'm going to share with you a little bit about what's going on with me currently. I mentioned in a video blog a few days back that I have been working on this test, and it's a test that it checks the health of the gut. Okay, so it's a very natural type of test to do. And because the immune system, 80% of our immune system is determined by the health of our gut, it's a pretty significant thing to check out. And I wanted to do a bunch of natural things and get as healthy as I can before I go on my trip to Bali. Well, we tapped a few days ago on the drama that came up as a result of me having to change my diet during the 7 days before I did the test. And yesterday was the first day of my test, and I was so hyper focused on my body and on following the guidelines of the test. It was very interesting, and I actually, according to, I guess if you were going to say the way as far as failure and success, it was a failure day. It's not like I have to get another test kit or anything, but it just was not a successful day in terms of my first day, and very interesting. And I realized that I was so obsessed about focusing on my body. And as we get into the Course in Miracles down the road, there's a beautiful lesson that says, I am not a body, I am free, I am as God created me. And that's not today's lesson, but I realized this morning that you know, when you're really focused on the body like that, it does tend to block what we really want to experience, and it's really created from fear. It's really just because we really want to learn to let go of the way we see everything in this world physically and see everything through Christ's vision, so that we see the wholeness and the beauty of ourselves and everyone else. So having said that, just a little revelation that I had, I wanted to share that. And in today's lesson is, my meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. And we will actually do as the lesson says, and we will close our eyes and we'll say it out loud together. I'm going to tap around the points as I do repeat the phrase. After we've repeated the phrase with our eyes closed, and we'll open them and look around the room slowly, just not trying to avoid looking at anything in particular and not hyper-focusing on anything, but just noticing what we see and repeating the phrase over and over as we tap the points. And the reason this lesson is, it's really a kind of a transitioning time as we approach this particular lesson compared to the last ones, because we're starting to recognize that the world we see, we've created. And this is a big shift in thinking. So it's a pretty major lesson. And it starts as paradigm shift, us recognizing that, oh, the world isn't creating all these problems for us, and I'm a victim of it. It's that I'm creating this world. But it's a lot for the ego to let go of. And so if we just practice this lesson relaxed, and just say the phrase, and just notice what we notice in the room. We'll do it for about a minute, and then we'll come back to the phrase itself again with our eyes closed, and then we'll close the lesson. And if you find yourself feeling very irritable or have a lot of resistance to doing this lesson, or find it hard to go through it, it's just don't repeat it too many times today. Just do it a couple more times. But if you find that you're more free with it, and you don't have to force anything, it doesn't feel like you're forcing something, because there's no need to. This isn't about letting go of anything really important. We just put a lot of importance on it, okay? And then you can do it several more times today. You can do it up to 5 times, the lesson recommends. Okay, so but we're just going to be very thankful for the opportunity to do this lesson together, and to let go of the idea that we're a victim of the world, but instead that we really have a lot of power with the world we have. And this lesson starts us understanding the key to forgiveness. Okay? So let's take a deep breath. Just get really grounded in your body. And let's start on karate chop. Close your eyes. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. Okay, now open your eyes, tap around the points, and just keep repeating the phrase while you look around the room. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. Okay, take a deep breath. Close your eyes. And repeat it again. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. Blessings, and we'll see you next time. Elaine Enlightening at taplightUnlimited.com. Bye-bye.